Welcome to Decimal Basics. In this video, we're going to talk about rounding decimals, what decimals are, and what they look like on a number line. But before we get into that, please subscribe to this channel and like this video, and let's get right into it. The word decimal literally refers to a numerical system based on the number 10. Also, tenth parts and powers of 10. Our entire numerical system revolves around the number 10. It all starts with the number 1. You start in the ones place with the number 1, and then you multiply 1 times 10, and that puts you in the tens place. And then the value of the hundreds place is 10 times 10. And then you get 10 times 10 times 10, and that puts you in the thousands place. When you move right of the decimal point, you start to look at fractions of the number 1. So when you hit one space to the right of the decimal point, you're at 1/10. You're 1/10 of 1. When you move 2 spaces to the right of the decimal point, you're at 1/100th. And when you move 3 spaces to the right of the decimal point, you're at 1/1000th. So when I look at a number like 4.09, what we're really looking at is 4 9/100. That's how you say it, 4 9/100. So a decimal is just a way of writing a fraction where the denominator is a power of 10. Think about it as easy as that. A fraction where the denominator is a power of 10. So a decimal is just like any other number. You can show it on a number line. You can depict it in many, many ways. So let's say, for instance, this number line here, and we're just showing between 0 and 1, with 0.5 being in the middle. Well, if you have a number like 0.04 or 400ths, and you have a number like 0.7, obviously 0.04 is going to be less than 0.7, because as you go left on the number line, the numbers get smaller and smaller as you go towards negative and get negative. And obviously, as you go right on the number line, then the numbers get bigger and bigger, and a decimal is no different. So how do you round decimals? Let's take a look at that in just a second. So let's say I have a number 4.354, and I'm asked to round that to the nearest hundredths. Well, there's a process that will apply to any number and any place value, and we'll go over it right now. You mark off the place value that you're asked to round to. In this case, it's 5 in the hundredths place. And then you look to the right of that value, and you see whether or not the number to the right of it is 5 or higher. If it's 5 or higher, then you take the place that you're going to round to and you go up 1. If it's 4 or lower, then you keep it exactly where it is. Since the thousands place is 4, we're going to keep the 5 exactly where it is, and this rounds to 4.35. So what if we were asked to round to the tens place instead of the hundredths place? Well, the exact same process would apply. What we would do is we'd mark off the tens place, and then we'd look to the right of the tens place and see what's there in the hundredths place. And in this case, it's the number 5. And since the number 5, it's 5 or higher, we have to go up 1 in the tens place. So this would round to 4.4 if we had to round it to the tens place. So now you know the decimals are based on a system of 10. They're based on the number of 10. Also, they can be represented on a number line, just like any other number. Nothing special about it. They can be represented on a number line. And that if you want to round to a specific value or place value, you look to the right of that place value to determine whether or not you're going to go up on that place value or keep it exactly like it is. We're going to keep coming out with content just like this. So subscribe to our channel, tell a friend, leave a comment, like this video, and come back for more.